Hey guys, this is SJ Football 16. Before I get into the week 3 predictions, I just want to give you a recap and summary of last week's predictions. As you can clearly see, the only two I got correct was the game between Liverpool and Crystal Palace, which Liverpool won 1-0, and the game at Wembley between Tottenham and Chelsea, which Chelsea won 2-1. So without further ado, let's get into it. Bournemouth haven't shown an awful lot of quality so far, with 2 losses in their first 2 games, so it'll be hard for them to get anything against Man City. And Man City, they've got 4 points from their first 2 games, so I think it will be a Man City win here, because Everton was a tough game and they'll build on that with an easy game against Bournemouth, so I think it'll be 2-1 to Manchester City. I think Crystal Palace have that flair in their team to get to where they want to be in the season, but also I think Paul Clement has just about enough quality in his team to get a point to sell his pack, so I think it will be a 1-1 draw. Huddersfield are on form at the moment, getting 2 wins out of 2 in their first season in the Premier League, and Southampton, they're on form after beating West Ham. I think Southampton shouldn't have any problem in this game, because although Aaron Mooy's on form for Huddersfield at the moment, banging in a goal against Newcastle, I think Huddersfield haven't really been challenged as much yet, and I think Southampton could definitely challenge them. I think it will be quite an easy game for Southampton, to be fair. I think it's going to be a 5-1 win. Although on paper Newcastle have a strong squad with the likes of Dwight Gale up front, I just think West Ham will be too strong for them on this particular day, which will mean Newcastle won't have picked up a single point in their first 3 games, so I think it's going to be a 2-0 win for West Ham. Although Watford managed to pick up an important win at Bournemouth, I think that Brighton will get the win at Vicarage Road purely because of the fact that Watford are a very inconsistent side, and also I think players like Knockaert and Glenmurray could cause their back four some problems, as they showed last season. So I think the score in this is going to be 1-0 to Brighton at home. Man United have had the perfect start to the Premier League with 8 goals in their first 2 games. However, Leicester City are also on form with their win against Brighton and Hove Albion. Therefore, I think the final score is going to be 2-1 to Manchester United, as Leicester have proved themselves to be a decent team in their first 2 games, scoring 3 against Arsenal and also getting a couple of goals against Brighton. So the final score is going to be 2-1. Chelsea picked up a vital win against Tottenham, but apart from Morata and Marcos Alonso, none of the other players have really proven themselves this season. However, Wayne Rooney is proving himself as a key signing for Everton, getting 2 goals in the first 2 games, which is brilliant for him. So I think the final score is going to be a 3-1 Everton win. You might be surprised by this, but obviously I think Everton are playing better than Chelsea at the moment, so this is why I think that. Although Howell Robson-Kanu is suspended for West Brom, I think they still have enough to get a result against Stoke City, who are in form after the win against Arsenal, but are still quite inconsistent, I'd say. So I'm going to say it's going to be a 4-0 West Bromwich Albion win, as they have decent players all around, to be honest. This is arguably the biggest game of the weekend. Liverpool haven't looked convincing in their first 2 games because they've only just scraped a win against Crystal Palace and got a draw against Watford. And Arsenal, they've won 1 and lost 1 in their first 2 games. They were unlucky against Stoke. With Liverpool, with Coutinho leaving, it's not going to be that easy to break down Arsenal. And I think Arsenal will get the win 1-0 in the end, and Lacazette could prove to be the difference. This last game won't be easy for either team, as both Tottenham and Burnley are on the same amount of points, with 1 win and 1 loss. But on paper, Tottenham do have the better team, because although they're not the best at playing at Wembley, they definitely have better players within their squad. So this is why I think Tottenham is going to get a 1-0 win over Burnley. That's all from me for today, guys. Don't forget to like this video if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to subscribe to new to this channel. Don't forget to comment on any changes you think should be made in your opinion. See you guys next week.